My name is Sandra Merritt, and this is the Shared Leadership Project for Dr. Crosby's class. In the last chapter, there were strengths and weaknesses based on school climate, culture, and things going on in schools. So, for my 5 strengths for this for my particular school was motivation between teacher and support staff is a definite strength. We have a culture of collaboration here, mainly because we did a lot of PLC at work training through Solution Tree. I also am using a lot of reference sources in my reference page for those PLC at work materials because it goes right along with the chapter and what I'm learning here in the class. Secondly, student behavior and respect towards staff is a strength for us, and I realize in some schools that's not, so we're very fortunate, especially this year. One of our new admins' goals was to improve climate and culture and student behavior, and those goals seem to be working well. There's a definite drop in the number of behavior incidences at the school. Another strength is teacher-to-teacher collaboration and lessening isolation. This again would go back to the PLC at work training that we have done. All of our planning, all of our lesson plan writing, pulling resources, all of those things are done collaboratively in teams. And so nobody feels like their voice is not heard or they don't have any input. Our next strength is respect for school as a learning community. And number 5 is central office supporting teachers. And I know that that's probably an odd strength for us, but we are identified as a state CSI school, and that means that we are really under the radar with the State Department of Education. So we have someone from the state in our school at a minimum of once a week, and when they come, we also have district staff come in. We do, as a leadership team, walkthroughs in classrooms. We give feedback. We talk about improvements. And it's been invaluable to have the support of central office. So, and not just their presence at the school, but that has helped improve the way we understand the goals of the county, the goals of the school, and how they kind of work together. But it also has helped as far as budget allocations. And because they're there, we actually get a source of money to help go into funding our goals, which has been very nice as well. Now, on to the weaknesses. Our 5 weaknesses, the level of accountability. And it's not really the accountability that's there, more the level of acceptance of that accountability. So we do have the accountability, especially, again, since we're on the state CSI list, but sometimes the teachers and the staff have a hard time accepting the fact that we have to own our data. We have to own where students are. We have to take them where they are and then help the students grow. But that can be humbling, and that acceptance of that accountability is not necessarily there. Number 2 would be school-wide student achievement as a weakness, clearly, because otherwise we wouldn't be on the school improvement list for the state. So it is still a challenge. Our school is still testing at about, well, in the fall, we tested at 66% 50% of students needing RTI supports academically. So it is a challenge. We are working on it. Hopefully we see some improvement in those scores. They are actively testing, doing their screener again, their mid-year screener right now, so we're hoping we see some improvements. Number 3, a weakness is cooperation among teachers and staff. I think some of the stress and the pressure is showing because of that cooperation. So we need, I think some teachers are still in the mindset of, I have to prove myself, I have to show that I'm doing, because I'm feeling so much pressure from the state, from the district, from the school, to do well and to make gains and achievement, that some people are still in that old mindset of gatekeeping, and we're trying to build the culture or the idea of you're only as good as your weakest link, and so we are trying to move forward with that. Another weakness that we are experiencing at our school is progress towards educators and support staff to resolve conflict. Because we are a PLC school and we do work collaboratively, just like in any setting, there's going to be conflict because you're not always going to agree. And what I've found in those PLCs, that sometimes when the conflict happens, the coaches don't always have the tools in their toolbox to be able to manage that effectively. So that is a strength, and that I feel like we as a school could work on to make our PLCs more effective and to reduce the length of ongoing conflict. And then number 5, the level of respect among peers. So there's a definite disparity between certain teacher groups and other teacher groups that we are trying to kind of combat and navigate through. Veteran teachers saying things, assuming, I guess, that new teachers don't have anything to add, when in fact new teachers often keep our veterans afloat as far as what's new and new practices and new strategies and keeping things fun and relevant to students. And then vice versa. I think the new teachers sometimes think, well, that's just an old way of thinking and it doesn't work. But a very good teaching strategy is a good teaching strategy, whether it's old or conditioned or not. So there's a lot of that back and forth between the different groups in the school, and thankfully our administration has recognized that and is doing something. So in conclusion, we have a variety of different strengths and weaknesses. We are working towards being a 100% collaborative school. We are hopefully going to come off the state's needs improvement list this year, because we are showing trends in growth in culture, in student behavior, in student achievement. So we are showing those growths, and I think it's because we're purposely and intentionally trying to grow. We've done well with our strengths, but also we voice our weaknesses. We discuss our weaknesses, and not just with administration. We discuss those among teachers, and we all work to improve. So continuous improvement schools, which is where everyone, wants to be, with that mindset. And I think if we continue to learn and grow, and keeping in mind that Knowles, we kind of have a good grasp on the need to know, and the self-concept because of what we're learning about our strengths and weaknesses and what we need to improve on as a school. And I think if we play off those strengths and remember that when we know the learner experience and the teachers at the school can see the big picture like Knowles talks about, then we can continue to grow and continue to get better. But I really enjoyed this particular chapter because it's something that we've been working on specifically at my school, so it was very relevant, and I was able to bring some of my new learnings to the table to help in our leadership meetings.